Ever been to a birthday party that felt, well, a little bit out of this world?
Out of this world, huh?
Yeah, like something truly unique.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So today we're diving into this text, 13 October 2024, Murli.txt, and it describes a celebration unlike anything I've ever encountered before.
Okay, I'm all ears.
It's about this thing called an alokik birthday.
Alokik birthday, that's a new one.
Right, we're talking spiritual specialties, a whole different perspective on birthdays. It's fascinating stuff.
Lay it on me.
So the text centers around this figure, Bapdada, who's considered a spiritual father.
Like a spiritual father, got it.
But here's where it gets interesting. He shares this alokik birthday with his followers.
He shares it, so it's not like a typical birthday celebration?
Not at all. And it's not just any shared birthday either. The text emphasizes this only happens during a specific time period called the confluence age. Adds another layer of, importance to it all,
A confluence age. Definitely not your average birthday party then.
Not even close. But what really struck me reading through this was the overwhelming sense of joy that just jumps out at you.
Joy.
Oh yeah, pure joy. It's just overflowing with these descriptions of happiness, spiritual greetings. There's even a moment where Bapdada is crafting a special rosary. The whole thing just feels incredibly celebratory.
I can see why you said out of this world. It sounds like a completely different vibe.
Absolutely. And it makes you realize this isn't just a regular party, right? It represents something much deeper, something truly meaningful for the spiritual community.
Definitely a shared experience, connection.
And speaking of that rosary,
yeah.
the text mentions it's made up of those who have achieved spiritual immortality.
Whoa.
Yeah, that one stopped me in my tracks too. What do you make of that?
It's powerful imagery, that's for sure. I think it speaks to the idea of a spiritual lineage,
A lineage.
Like recognizing those who have reached a certain level of enlightenment and their impact. It endures. It's woven into the very fabric of this tradition. It's a way of honoring those who came before and acknowledging their continued presence.
So it's about legacy then. It's not just what we achieve in our lifetime, but this lasting impact, the ripple effect we have on others even after we're gone.
Exactly. And this text definitely emphasizes that connection, that sense of building on the foundations laid by those who came before us.
It's a shared journey.
Absolutely.
Which brings us to this really intriguing concept of individual specialities. The text suggests that each person, you, me, everyone, possesses these unique gifts given by, well, a higher power, I suppose, like a spiritual fingerprint.
Interesting. Like everyone has something unique to offer.
Precisely. And we're encouraged to figure out, what are your specialties? What makes you?
It's a call to self-discovery, right?
Really?
Like the text is saying, hey, you have these inherent talents and strengths, these specialities.
Right.
It's time to really understand what they are.
It's like this treasure hunt within yourself.
Yeah.
And the text takes it a step further by comparing these specialities to a 16-degree celestial chart.
Ooh.
Now, I'm not an astrologer or anything, but that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
What's the significance of that comparison?
It evokes this sense of vast potential.
Okay.
16 degrees,
Yeah.
as the text explains, represents this wealth of virtues, this state of being completely viceless.
Completely viceless.
Yeah.
So you, the listener, might be wondering, what does that even look like in day-to-day life?
Right.
Are we talking about absolute perfection here or something a little more, attainable?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I think it's less about achieving some kind of unattainable perfection.
Right.
And more about striving to embody those virtues as fully as we can.
So it's a journey.
It is.
Not a destination.
Exactly. It's about aligning your actions with your highest potential.
And this whole idea of discovering your speciality, it makes me think about the text's focus on using those talents for world service.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not enough to just know your strengths.
You got it.
Right.
It's about what you do with them.
So how does this text's idea of world service differ from how other spiritual traditions view service?
That's an interesting question.
Because they all seem to encourage helping others.
They do.
But this feels different somehow.
You're right. There's a real emphasis on action here.
Okay.
On actively using your unique talents to make a tangible difference in the world.
It's not just about good intentions, then.
No, it's about putting those intentions into practice.
Walk the walk.
Exactly.
And there's a warning about arrogance, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Like, don't let your special asses go to your head.
Right. Like, oh, look at me. I'm so special.
Exactly. Misusing these gifts can have negative consequences.
Yeah.
It can lead you down a path of ego and separation from others.
Right. So it's about staying grounded.
Yes. It's a reminder that true fulfillment comes from using your strengths for the benefit of others.
With great power comes great responsibility.
You got it.
But it doesn't stop there, does it?
No, it doesn't.
This text also talks about constant determination
Yeah.
being key
Being key.
to not only personal success,
Right.
but also some larger spiritual revelation.
It's all connected.
I have to admit, I struggle with that one.
Yeah.
Constant determination.
It's tough.
Sometimes it's just easier to make excuses
Right.
than to actually own up to my actions.
I think we all can relate to that.
Yeah.
But you've hit on a crucial point.
Okay.
The text is calling for more than just good intentions.
Okay.
It's about aligning your actions with your aspirations.
Walking the walk.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's about recognizing those moments when we say, it just emerged like that.
Oh, yeah.
And choosing a different response.
Taking ownership,
Yes.
making a conscious choice to show up as the best version of ourselves.
Exactly.
Even when it's hard.
Even when it's hard.
And that seems especially important for these specific groups that the text mentions.
Okay.
The teachers and the Pandavas.
Right.
What's the significance of these roles within this spiritual community?
They're definitely central to the text's message.
Yeah.
Teachers referred to as gurubhais.
Gurubhais.
Yeah, they hold a particularly elevated position within this community.
So gurubhais, I'm not familiar with that term. Could you break that down for me?
Sure. Basically, they're disciples who are on their own path to becoming gurus themselves.
Okay.
It reflects this idea of lineage spiritual mentorship.
So they're both students and teachers.
Exactly. They carry this deep responsibility to embody the teachings
Right.
and to guide others on their own journeys.
It's like holding a torch,
Yeah.
passing the light on to others.
Beautifully put. And then we have the Pandavas,
Right, the Pandava.
who play a vital supporting role.
Okay.
The text really emphasizes the importance of collaboration
Collaboration.
between the teachers and the Pandavas.
So it's a team effort.
Exactly. Their combined efforts are crucial for this spiritual work.
It's like a dance. Everyone playing their part.
I like that analogy.
And that brings us to this beautiful final thought in the text. This idea of finding true support in the one Father.
It's a powerful way to end.
It really is. Like this whole exploration has been leading up to this moment.
It's about letting go of those temporary supports,
Oh, I like that temporary supports. Tell me more.
the things we often cling to in life. External validation, the fear of judgment.
We've all been there.
Right. And instead, it's about placing our trust in something larger than ourselves.
So it's about surrendering to something bigger.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. The text describes it as this canopy of protection.
I love that image. That feeling of safety and security.
Right, like no matter what life throws your way, you're held and supported.
Exactly. This deep sense of belonging, unwavering support.
That's the heart of it. And I think that's the message here.
What is?
Embracing our potential,
Mm.
using our strengths for good,
Mm.
recognizing that we're not alone on this journey.
We are all connected.
Yes. Beautifully said.
It's a beautiful message. So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yes.
what's one thing you hope our listener takes away from this exploration?
If there's one thing to remember, it's that your unique specialities, those inherent gifts you possess, they're meant to be shared with the world.
Share your gifts.
Yes. And when you align those talents with a greater purpose, when you commit to that constant determination, that's when you tap into a source of strength and fulfillment that's truly transformative.
For yourself and for everyone around you.
Exactly. It's a ripple effect.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
about recognizing that power within and using it to make a real difference.
Beautifully said. I couldn't agree more.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. It's been an absolute pleasure exploring this text with you.
The pleasure was all mine.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep shining your light. We'll see you next time.